Hey friends, Alex Ibarra here with a new video for you, continuing with the Pro Tools Cubase series. In this video we will analyze the audio track as well as its recording process. If you don't know what this series is about, I will leave a link to the introduction video down in the description box. Please check it out and I'll see you here again. So let's get started. At first I had some trouble understanding recording in Cubase because we have to create something we call a bus. A bus is nothing other than a path that takes an audio signal from one place to another. But let us use an example to understand this better. Let's assume we are going to record a drum kit with 5 microphones: kick drum, snare, hi-hats, and 2 overheads. The first step is to go to the VST connections, and there are 2 ways to get there. The first way is to go to the Devices menu and select VST connections. The other option is using F4, and this window will appear automatically. There are different tabs, but we are interested in the Inputs tab today. Okay, so we said we are going to record 5 different microphones, so we must create 5 buses. We click on the Add Bus button, and this window will show up. I am going to create 5 plus 1 more. You'll see in a minute why. The configuration will be mono because we are using only 1 microphone for each section of our drum kit. We will not name them for now, and we add all the buses. Great. This is the audio interface we are using, and here we can select which input in your interface will receive each microphone. Great. There are different ways of keeping everything in order. The first way is to name each bus with the microphone that we will use. For example, bus number 1 will be used for our kick drum. So we might use a Beta 52 microphone by Shure. Bus number 2 will be for our snare drum, and maybe we could use an SM57 microphone. The second option is to name the bus with the name of the instrument that we are recording. For example, bus number 3 will be used for our hi-hats. Bus number 4 will be overhead right. Bus number 5 will be overhead left. And I will name bus number 6 box. Alright, and I will assign input number 1. So we can close this window, and now we can create the tracks that will receive the audio signal, and we'll record our audio signal. So we have 2 options for this. You can go to the project menu, add track, audio, or in this area we can right click, add audio track. We'll create 5 mono. We will not name them, and we click on add track. Alright, so now we can name them kick drum. Sorry about that. Snare, hi-hats, overhead right, overhead left. Great. So as I mentioned earlier, the buses will receive the audio coming from the microphones and take it to the tracks that we create. We will set up that path or routing in the inspector, which is this section. And this section has different settings for each of our tracks. So we'll assign the bus here. So kick drum with Beta 52, snare with SM57, hi-hat with hi-hats, overhead right, and overhead left, Alright. So you might remember I created a 6th bus and I named it box. I will create a new track with the same name, because unfortunately for this video we will not record a drum kit, but I wanted to use that example so you could understand the process perfectly. What I am going to record is my voice, but first we will check that we are receiving the right amount of signal. So to do that, we must go to our mix window, and as you can see, all the tracks that we created are here with these blue faders, and the tracks that have the red faders are our buses. So bus is receiving signal. We can go back to our edit window. We have to make sure that the record enable button is active. And as soon as I click on the record button or the star key on my numeric keypad, this track will start recording. So let me click on record, and as you can see, my voice, let me get back, make this bigger. So as you can see, my voice is being recorded now into my box track. Great. If you want to record many tracks at the same time, you have to make sure that the record enable button is active for all of them. Or in this case, for our drums, we can select them all. With Shift, we select the first and last track. We right click and move selected tracks to a new folder. We can rename this track drums. And we make sure that the record enable button is active for all of them. We simply click on star in our numeric keypad, and all the tracks are recording at the same time. So that is all with Cubase. We can now move on to the process in Pro Tools. And the process here is more straightforward. First, the track creation, and there are two different options to do that. We can go to the tracks menu, select new, or we can use the shortcut Shift Command N on Mac. We'll have this window show up. We'll create 6 tracks, mono, audio tracks. Great. In Pro Tools, we do not have to create buses. They are already internally created. So all we have to do is rename our tracks. We will double click on this area, and we'll have a window like this one. We can start naming our tracks. Kick drum, snare, hi-hats, overhead right, overhead left, and finally our box track. Great. So now I have to make sure that I am receiving the right amount of signal. I'll go to my mix window again. I'll record enable my track, my box track, and in the input output section, which is this one, I have to select the interface input that will receive the signal. I will select mic 1, and the microphone is receiving the signal as I speak. Great, we can go back to our edit window. Our record enable button is active. In Pro Tools, when I click on record enable, it will not start recording. It will wait for me to select spacebar. And as you can see, my voice is being recorded again in my box track. Here is the audio. And if I want to record different tracks at the same time, I will select the first track, press Shift, select the last track. They are highlighted, and while pressing Shift and Alt, I will select the record enable button and all the tracks will be active. Now the other option to record is by clicking on or selecting 3 on our numeric keypad, and all the tracks will start recording at the same time. So that is all with this video. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. The links to my social media are down in the description box, so you can follow me there if you like. I'll be seeing you in the next video, and don't forget, never stop producing. Bye for now.